What time is it? It's K-Pop o'clock. Hello, I'm Isaac Paul Ludington, and I have a doctorate in being a certified K-pop expert.
And I'm Woo. I'm just an actual K-pop expert. Welcome back to K-Pop o'clock, the show where I show Isaac K-pop music videos, and he provides us with insights on the music video, the group, the members, and other weird things about K-pop. These insights are completely real. They are not made up at all. A quick disclaimer before we get started. I will probably mispronounce things because I can't even speak English, so be nice to me.
Second disclaimer, we are filming this extra early so that we can hopefully have it out this Wednesday because we're going camping this coming week. So hopefully that means that we will be able to schedule it beforehand so that it will arrive on time. But that might mean that this will be late and we'll just be bad at YouTube.
Yay! All right, are you
Let me swallow.
ready?
Yes.
All right, today's video is Fire Truck by NCT 127.
Fire truck.
Now, some questions.
Yes, of course.
What do fire trucks have to do with this song?
Well, I mean, it's the name of the song.
Yes,
Obviously.
but
So, fire trucks here exist as a metaphor. Yes? So, when NCT was writing this song, Fire Truck, what they were trying to explain was kind of this sense of when you yourself have fucked up so bad that you can't get yourself out of your own mess and you have to be helped by somebody else. It's like when you've set your own house on fire and you only have, like, your average human being is equipped with one garden hose, which is not sufficient at putting out a large-scale house fire. Maybe you thought it was a good idea at the time. Maybe there was, like, some insurance claim, but now your entire house is on fire, and your collection of Bob Dylan records, you forgot to take it out before you put, you set the house on fire, so now all of that hot wax with the good Bob Dylan songs is melting.
this is a very specific example.
Well, yeah, this is a very specific metaphor. So you've got your Bob Dylan albums that you didn't take out of the house before you wanted to make this insurance claim. And there's no way to undo what you've done. You've set your entire house on fire, and like I said, you only have a garden hose, which is hooked up to your house, so it's completely insufficient. And so you have to call the fire department, or somebody you know who happens to have a fully functioning fire truck, to save your house and your Bob Dylan record collection. So this is that's like a specific metaphor for when you yourself have done something that isn't setting your house on fire.
I'm gonna be real with you. I stopped listening partway through that.
Honestly, that's fair.
Okay. I have some more questions.
Yes.
I guess. Okay, so this NCT subunit is called NCT 127.
Yes.
What does the 127 mean?
That is how many brain cells they share between them.
127.
Yes.
You really wouldn't know by watching any videos of them.
Yeah. Well, the distribution varies. Sometimes, it's sort of like that Three Fates situation where, like, instead of one eyeball being passed between the three women, it's 127 brain cells being passed between the 9 men.
Not in this video. It's not 9. Wait. How many is it? Are there 7 of them?
Oh, wait, it's 7. Yes.
Yes, there were 7 at this point.
There's 7 at this
They
point.
added more.
They added more.
Which you knew that.
Yes, I did know that. But at this point in the video, so the 127, like, it spreads out a little bit more evenly. They all get progressively stupider as more members get added. But they keeps a perfect balance that between however many members there are exactly 127 brain cells between them that just get kind of distributed around.
So I'm curious. When the new members join, the new members have 0 brain cells?
That is correct. Except there are some cases when, members in NCT will lose brain cells, and so then you have to bring in a new person who offsets the, has the correct number of brain cells to bring them back up to 127.
Okay. And then, so when Win-Win stopped being active in 127 because he was in Wavy,
he took 30 of the brain cells and ran.
Oh. Good job, Win-Win.
Mm-hmm.
Last question before we get started. Can you just sort of give a prologue for this video?
Yes, a prologue for this video. So, setting the stage. It's 1936.
What the fuck?
It's 1936. But it's an alternate 1936. Where modern technology has advanced more, so that it looks remarkably like modern day. So it's 1936, right? And NCT 127's house is on fire. In 1936, but the alternate 1936 with the modern clothes. And all of their Bob Dylan records are inside.
Okay, so basically what you said before.
Yes, more or less what I said before. And they need to get a fire truck to save their precious collection of Bob Dylan records in the year 1936, which predates Bob Dylan, but...
You really dug yourself into a hole with this one. And that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, well, part of the joy of this particular video series is me digging myself a grave, and then you continually asking me questions that allow me to continue to shovel downwards.
Mm-hmm. I don't have the earbuds.
Oh, fuck.
Let me go get those. We'll just edit this out.
Yeah, also I think I heard the cats fighting.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Here we go. You have the earbuds.
Yes.
And now, in the year 1936, we're going to watch NCT 127 save their Bob Dylan records. This is the most specific I have ever gotten with a prologue.
I'm not even going to have any questions because the rest of this is just going to be you trying to justify everything.
Okay, so they're in a field and...
It's a backyard.
Backyard, yes.
Off to a great start.
Fire truck. Oh, the brown Mr.
What's going on here already?
So, the child, yes?
Yes.
The child. So...
do you not know what a child is?
That's a small human, yes? It's just a human, but smaller and earlier?
Okay, keep talking.
Yes, so, the child. It's one of those situations where, it's sort of like the hit television series Stranger Things, where the child is the one with the powers, yes? And so this is a child with pyrokinesis, and she can light things on fire with her brain.
And why is she with NCT 127?
Well, so that they can set their house on fire for the insurance claim.
Right. Okay.
Yes. This is how they're doing this.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Let's keep watching.
Vomit on the floor 불지펴봐 열기를 식혀줄게 불만이 가득 잠궈도 화끈하게 저 siren 소리에 느끼는 내 기분은
They're actively trying to provoke her into setting the house on fire.
Is that what they're
Yes, they're just making her feel bad about her sandcastle.
One step, two steps.
Why are they in her classroom?
They're following her to school to just continually, like, bully her into setting their house on fire.
I see. How are they not getting in trouble for this?
Well,
Fire truck.
I was about to say they pretended to be like an anti-drug So they pretended to be like an anti-drug specialist, like, you know, those groups of people who come in and like they sit in the chairs backwards and they're like, "Hey kids, what's up with drugs?" So they pretended to be that, but then they just started like going bonkers in the classroom. And they did get kicked out after hosing the entire place with their 7 different fire truck hoses that they had. But yes, so they're continuing to try and get this girl to set their house on fire with her mind.
Okay.
And now they're in the club.
Yeah, being
And she's there too.
Yes, she is. And she's a teenager now.
Yes, it's taken several years. It's taken several years for her to set her house on fire. Their house on fire. They keep bringing the hoses with them
Yeah, but
to disturb her.
right.
This is just like she is like stone-faced, like trying to make sure that like she is not going to succumb. She is not going to set NCT 127's house on fire.
Hey, buddy, she's smiling right there.
Okay, well, stone-faced insofar as ignoring them because she's having that romantic encounter with the buff dude with the sleeveless shirt.
Right.
So she's trying to focus on her encounter with Buff Sleeveless, which is his name. She's trying to stare very hard into the eyes of Buff and just ignore the NCT 127 who are have their fire hoses that they're dousing the club with.
Right. Okay.
Hands up if you're feeling the vibe now. One step, two steps.
Yeah, it's been that unsuccessful.
Wow.
She's trying to have a normal job in her office, but these freaking boys with their hoses keep trying to make her set the house on fire.
What does this symbolize, this dance move that Win-Win's doing where he's like, yeet?
It is him jumping forth into the sweet, warm embrace of the flames.
What? Why would he do that?
Insurance purposes.
How did he get away with 30 of their brain cells? You did say 30, yes? Yeah.
30. Well, he only had one in this particular... And when they were filming the dance, he was only allowed one of the 127 brain cells. But
that makes sense.
So he was mad about how few brain cells he was able to have at any given time, which is why he took 30 and bounced and left and joined Wavy.
Low-key, though, this is like a good, like, I guess, metaphor for, like, how they distributed lines.
Well, it's not a metaphor.
Well, I guess...
It's literally this is what happened. I am an expert. It just so happens that, like, on the surface you see the sort of line distribution. But if you go a level deeper, it's brain cells. It's about the brain cells.
But I also have to say, I find it very hard to believe that Mark has a lot of the brain cells but he does have a lot of the lines, and they do put him in, like, every subunit they can.
Well, it's not an exact science. It's just specifically with Win-Win, the sort of under-the-surface metaphor. Otherwise, line distribution doesn't really have a whole lot to do with how many brain cells you're allowed at a given time.
Poor Win-Win.
Yeah, poor Win-Win.
Okay.
Oh, now she has a family.
Yeah, that's not even her, though.
Oh, wow.
Fire truck.
You'll see her again later.
Fire
Yeah,
truck.
that's just a normal woman.
멈추지 마 밤이 새도록 Next 몸으로 turn it up.
What do all those things mean?
Well, let me tell you. So, while all of this stuff has been going on, this is a bit of trickery that NCT plays on the audience, the viewers of this music video. And so I gave you that prologue because you go into it and you think that the music video is about one thing.
Oh, are you backing? Are you trying to backpedal?
I'm not trying to backpedal because it's like a reveal, you know, like in the movie Prestige, directed by Christopher Nolan, where you think one thing is going on, but actually another thing is going on, but it doesn't necessarily make the thing that you thought was going on any less valid, essentially sort of situation. My point is international espionage.
Oh.
So while not Stray Kids, NCT 127 have been trying to get this pyrokinetic woman to set their house on fire, they have been completely blind and unaware that this woman is an international spy who is taking secrets from the Korean government and distributing it to the world government that secretly runs the world, the entire world, you know?
Yep.
And she is still pyrokinetic. She is still pyrokinetic. But so she has been stealing these secrets while they've been trying to get her to burn their house down. I feel like this is the most exasperated with me you have been in one of these videos.
I think that's because this is the video that tells the most of us, like the most clear story.
Well, I have been trying to come up with my own, so.
Yes, no, yours is the real one, though.
Mine is the real one.
Obviously. Okay.
Yes, there's the surface story, and then the subsurface story, and then the real story.
Okay, and I'm gonna hit play. Why is she smiling?
Because she got the secrets out.
I see. What does that have to do with anything?
It's the big hose. They're frustrated about the fact that they can't fix their own house that would be on fire if it weren't for...
Yes. Also, I would like to point out
it
that
does look...
It looks like he's eating his shoulder.
This whole setup is intended to have erotic undertones.
Oh!
Like the greatest of Renaissance paintings. But, yes. So, I will just leave that up to your guys' imaginations.
I'm gonna hit play.
You do that.
Oh no, it didn't work. There we go.
Sabancha. 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 Sabancha.
That's her.
Oh.
The little kid that you see later is her grandson.
He also has pyrokinesis, which is why they're approaching
I was
him.
gonna ask, are they just trying to keep it going?
Yeah, they're
it
trying
never
to.
worked
They are immortal and trying to get them to burn the house down, which is why it begins in 1936. Bam! I made it work!
Did you?
Yes! I made it work!
Okay.
Because otherwise, she just ages through an unchanging time, and that doesn't make any sense.
Okay, so a few more questions. Why, in God's name, were they wearing what they were wearing with the hair that they had? Why would anyone think that that was a good idea?
Because that's what 9 NCT... I about to said, like, 9... That's what NCT do. That's what 9CT do. The N stands for 9. NCT does stand for 9 cute teens.
But there's literally 21 of them.
Yeah, well, 21 Pilots has 2 dudes.
Okay, that's fair. I just feel like it's a little rude. Like nine cute teens.
9 cute,
Which
9 cute teens and 12 ugly ones.
Which ones are the cute ones?
It's one of those names that's supposed to be left up to the interpretation of the listener. Like, you get your 9 biases. And
Who are your 9 biases?
As a certified K-pop expert, I am required to remain objective in all things.
You're no fun. This is just like another thing of like me asking you about BM's man titties. You're no fun.
Okay. Alright, that's... My 9 biases are...
Do you want a list of all their names?
I don't. Win-win. Johnny.
I'm so scared.
Steven. Steven.
You can do this.
10. Yes, okay. I only had to make up one so far. He's a real person, though. Hendry.
There you go. That's the one that I was like gonna be so mad if you didn't say.
Hendry. Jay. Oh, no, I'm wrong about that. Jay. I'm gonna commit to it. Jay. Snuffkin. And Wensleydale.
How many is that? That's not 9.
Oh, that's 8. Right. I can count.
You can do it. I believe
Schumann.
in you. I did believe in you. Okay. Well, how well do you feel like the concept of that video was portrayed?
Pretty fucking terribly. I didn't see any Bob Dylan records. And they added all the espionage stuff, which I did think, like, cool as that is, like, it's sort of like how, you know, like, you have Christopher Nolan, who made the Dark Knight trilogy of films, and then a bunch of people started making, like, really edgy DC superhero movies without understanding what made the Nolan films good.
Okay.
So it's sort of like they were like, oh, we're going to do a plot twist in this thing. We're going to make it about something else. But it just wound up, like, really clunky. And just kind of... I genuinely didn't know what message they were trying to get across because, you know, the song itself has very specifically a very clear message regarding a very complex metaphor regarding Arson and Bob Dylan. But,
well?
Yeah, so kind of overcomplicated.
That's fair. Any final insights?
Yes. Do not set your own house on fire.
Don't do it.
That's not very intelligent. Even if you will get an insurance claim, it's still not ideal. There are so many ways it can go wrong. Do not set your own house on fire. Whether you set someone else's house on fire, case-by-case basis.
Well, this has been another episode of K-Pop O'Clock.
Yeah, the vibe got weirder.
We're just getting weirder and weirder, and I apologize. But
I don't.
I'm glad you are along for the ride, and I am scared.
I don't apologize. I stand by everything I have ever done in this video series.
Well... It's like them saving her, because like when it goes through those things, like when she's playing as a little kid, there's a fire.
Oh.
And so they're putting out the fire, and
and then there's the so she wasn't buff shirtless, buff sleeveless. It was probably going to take advantage of her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good to I probably would have realized that if I was not so committed at making my own twisted vision work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But it was really funny to see you just go with it.
Completely missed the point.
Mm-hmm.